Welcome to This Week at Four Horsemen. I am Negan.
And I am Negan.
Well, no, I'm Negan.
I'm Negan.
That we both can't be Negan.
We
that doesn't make any sense.
Negan? Who's Negan over here?
That's Negan.
Yeah, this is
right
Negan.
there next to Negan.
No,
Double Negan.
Anyways, so
It's like a double negative.
Double Negan makes one Negan? A positive?
That's right.
if you're not Negan and I'm not Negan, then we both must be Negan because that's two knots and that makes it positive.
So what is This Week of Four Horsemen?
This Week at Four Horsemen is our weekly program here at Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming that explains all of this week's events, sales, and promotions.
You do that way better than I do.
I really do.
You should do that next week.
And we're going to start off this episode, like we do every episode, with a giveaway, which is actually going to be just a tad different. This Friday, during Friday Night Magic, come in, even if you're not playing Magic, even if you're just coming into the mall to shop, come up to me and I will have some trivia questions. And the first person to get my super hard trivia questions correct, I will hand a $31 gift certificate.
Why 31?
Because this is issue number 31.
It is 31.
It is 31.
Very good.
31.
What's the... Yeah, it's been a long time.
It's been a long time. All right, moving on to new comics. We've got a DC title we're going to start off with first. This is Batman the Red Death.
These metal series have been flying off the shelves.
And this isn't part of the main metal series.
Right.
This is a tie-in, right?
Right.
And it explains the origin of the Red Death, who's one of the villains from Metal.
Yep. Looks really cool.
It's very metal.
It's very metal. Well done.
Moving on.
We've also got Samurai Jack. I am a huge fan of the original series. It was on Cartoon Network.
Yep.
That was. Great. I love the
Still
series.
is.
I am real happy to see it come back into comics. This is a first issue run of a 5-issue series. So come in, grab the first one.
Yep. And now we're moving on. The Star Wars Annual number 3 is out.
3 years.
3 years.
This is great.
And so this one deals with them looking for a new place for the Rebel base.
Okay.
And Han and Leia scouting out a planet in the Hoth system. So that means, for those who've been reading along, the entire main run of Star Wars has dealt with the time in between A New Hope and The Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
We're about to Empire.
Ah.
So, and it's taken 3 years of content to get that far. So it's pretty cool.
Good. We've also got Poe Dameron in number 19.
Yeah. Poe Dameron and his...
Poe Dameron and that Y-Wing. That Y-Wing.
It's not a Y-Wing. It's
That is a Y-Wing.
Oh, yeah, okay, that is a
Y-wing.
Y-Wing, but he flies an X-Wing.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
A black and orange X-Wing.
It is.
Halloween X-Wing. And we also have Phasma issue 2 of 4. I've read both the first and second issue, and this one is awesome.
I read the first one. It was amazing. I did not get to read the second one yet. It looks great, though. Phasma, I love that character.
I love her, too.
Going so well with her.
And this is the first thing that kind of starts to get past Force Awakens,
right?
Because the first issue deals with her escaping Starkiller base,
yeah.
And then
and
now
how
this,
she does it, it's
yeah,
so
and
good.
now this is after this, so we're actually seeing past the end of Force Awakens here.
Very nice, very nice. Probably leading up to Last Jedi.
Yes, it is. It'll
Very
be
good.
a tie-in. All right, and also now we're going to move on to this week's staff pick, where you're going to get to hear from our producer, Alex.
Alex.
Hi, guys. My staff pick this week is an old book that has just come back to life in a new hardback series where they've collected everything together. They've been releasing the Ted McKeever Library, and this is the second book of the Ted McKeever Library, and it's Eddie Current. Ted McKeever is a kind of an old school comic writer in that he does all of the inking, he does all of the pencils, he does all of the lettering, and he does all the coloring, and he writes the stories. So everything the books he puts out are all his work, and he's got a very distinctive art style. When you read through this, it's almost like the art is angry at you. Everything in it is very harsh, and the way the coloring is done, the way the cityscapes are drawn, and everything to kind of give you that gritty feel of the story. But it's a really fun story. Eddie is a patient in an insane asylum who orders a dynamic fusion suit so he can become a superhero out of the back of the Amazing Broccoli comic.
Where's my super suit?
But he forgot to order the battery to power his suit. And so he finds 2 exposed wires, sees the plug at the other end of the cell that he is in, and decides he's going to plug the wires into the cell. When he does that, at that moment, lightning strikes the building, and it shuts down the security system and all the electric for the building. And so he thinks of himself now as a superhero. And he escapes to go and deal with what he sees as the horrible, evil things that are happening in the city. The problem is, Eddie is insane, but...
That's a problem? It's okay.
But Eddie is right,
Oh, okay.
is the problem. And nobody else is seeing what he's seeing, but he's actually seeing what's really there, and everybody else is kind of glossing over it. And so it does a whole bunch of things. What is really insane if you can see it, and everybody who's considered normal can't. And also, what are you willing to give up, or how much are you willing to sacrifice for the public who has no clue who you are, what you're doing, or the bad that is about to render itself all over them. And he's often saying throughout the whole thing that, in the end, all heroes must die. So he's well prepared for his death because he doesn't think if he's going to be a hero, he can survive this story. And so it's a great thing. It was 12 original issues. They've collected it all in one book. Each issue is 1 hour that he's out of the insane asylum. And some of these characters come back that show up in this book, come back in other Ted McKeever stories later on. So it's a real good one, and we can order it. So if you're interested, it's a great pick.
So does Sean Connery make a cameo in this, or is he just...
He's just on the wall.
He's just on the wall?
I thought that was Lennon.
Listen here, Trebek.
All right, thank you, Alex.
Good job.
You're welcome.
Is his camera not working? We need to get him on a camera.
We'll get him on camera for
right.
sure. Maybe some upcoming projects that we have to discuss.
Yes.
All right, moving on to the Four Horsemen Versus series. We are finally here. The finals.
This is it.
What was once 64 is now 2. Really, like 1.5.
1 and like an 8.
All right, so Ron, who do we have?
We've got the two that are currently
All
fighting.
right, so who? What happened last week?
What happened last week is I lost. Twitter didn't betray me this time.
Nope.
Which is very surprising.
So Gandalf defeated Obi-Wan Kenobi by 2 votes.
How?
Obi-Wan won on Twitter, and Gandalf won on
Everywhere
Facebook
else.
and Instagram. Yeah, but 2 votes across all 3.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, it was
Real
it was a
close
battle. Some of my favorite comments of all time on that thread.
Oh, yeah?
It was just wonderful. Recommend checking it out. Now we're here in the finals, and Gandalf is facing
The rabbit.
the Rabbit of Caer Bannock.
Look
which
at that
I'm not
rabbit.
sure if we ever said its full
I don't
name.
think so. We've just
Yeah.
been referring to it as that rabbit.
That darn rabbit.
Yes.
They're gonna make a movie, and it's gonna have Dougie Doug and Christina Ricci, and it's just gonna be like that
Great.
darn rabbit.
That darn rabbit.
So Gandalf. I hate that thing.
I almost want to say the rabbit.
So when I was picking people to be in this, I was like, all right, we're gonna have a few joke ones. We had Dr. Zoidberg.
Yeah.
We had a Village of Ewoks. We had the New Justice team.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, you know what'd be hilarious? That rabbit from Monty Python and the
Look
Holy
what
Grail.
you've done.
Look what we've done. People should not enter elections as a joke. Only bad things will come of it.
But look how cute that rabbit is.
Well, Gandalf's going to win. And when he does, everything we have Middle Earth will be 20% off for a week. Okay. Which means we may need to order some things.
Okay.
If the rabbit wins, which it won't, everything Monty Python we have in the store, which is nothing.
Great.
because he's a joke character, will be 20% off for a week.
Voting for the rabbit.
So vote for Gandalf to
Vote for the rabbit.
to get 20% off of nerdy stuff. Moving on, and we're gonna have more information next week about the future of the Four Horsemen Versus series.
So what about the bet?
We did come to an arrangement. We won't tell you guys. Just you'll have to see it.
There's a thing.
It involves us working in an entire shift in a very uncomfortable way. If Gandalf wins, I don't have to do it. If the rabbit wins, we both have to do it. So
regardless, I don't get out of this.
It will be on a Friday in the evening.
So much fun.
Probably next week.
Yep.
You'll enjoy that, I'm sure.
I'm gonna have a ball.
And you're doing it no matter what.
Oh, yeah.
Because Obi-Wan is out. All right, moving on.
He had the high ground.
Weekly events. This is a brief overview of all the events that we do every week here for Horseman Comics and Gaming. Go to Facebook, for more details.
Yep, D&D Encounters at 6. If you are playing D&D, come out this week.
What day is that, Ron?
That is on Wednesday. We start off Wednesdays at 6. We're going to have a ton of new minis coming in for the D&D community and Pathfinder guys.
Yes.
So come check it out. I've also got Proxy Legacy at 6:30, also on Wednesday, and HeroClix at 6:45.
And then on Thursday, we have Commander from 5 to close and X-Wing from 6 to close.
Yep, Friday we have FNM Proxy Legacy at 6, FNM Modern at 6:30, Friday Night Pokemon at 6:30.
Which will be streaming.
We will be streaming.
Yes, and then on Saturday, we have the Pokemon League at 1 o'clock. Standard Showdown is done until Ixalan.
Yep. But we will have another. There won't be another.
There will be a showdown for Ixalan. Hour of Devastation showdowns are over.
Yep. Good deal. Sunday we have Commander from 12 to close and Dice Masters at 2, and you can watch that on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube.
And just real quick, thank you to everyone who's attended the Hour of Devastation Standard Showdowns. They have been firing, and we've been extremely happy with all the great people who've been coming out.
They've been great.
All right, we have an event this Saturday,
23rd.
the 23rd at noon. It is an X-Wing tournament.
Yep.
What's the entry fee?
$5 entry.
And you do a 100-point constructed
100-point list. Build your team. Bring them out.
And this is the summer kit with all the summer promos. We're really excited about it.
Really cool.
And you know who else is excited about something?
Who?
Donnie will not stop going on about the Ixalan pre-release.
That's this weekend, right?
Yeah. And he's so excited for it. I hear he's just attacking pirates left and right.
Donnie is?
Yeah.
Why is he doing this?
Ahoy, you landlubber! I've heard a lot about this here magic business. What's it all about?
Well, this is Ixalan. It's Magic's newest set. It comes out this weekend. We're having
This weekend? I'm in port this weekend!
Exactly. It comes out. We're having events Saturday and Sunday. It features pirates,
I love pirates!
of course, and my personal favorite, dinosaurs.
Dinosaurs! I hate dinosaurs!
Oh,
I had a run-in with a dinosaur!
Donnie.
Or we'll let him in the store.
I don't know.
So the Ixalan pre-release is this weekend. We have events on both Saturday and Sunday. We will stay open late after Friday Night Magic this week for our first event at 12:15 a.m. Then we will have 2 more regular sealed events on Saturday at 1 o'clock and 5 o'clock, and the Two-Headed Giant will be at 7. And then on Sunday,
We have 2 sealed events, one at 2 p.m. and one at 6 p.m.
yeah, the 6 p.m. will be after hours. I'll be here to run that. You know, I like to have a little extra fun at those after-hour events.
Hours.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
The Midnight's going to be pretty good, I
Midnight
think.
will also be great.
Yeah.
That's if you can only come to one and you're able to stay up that late. Yeah. I no longer am. That's usually the one to come to. We do have a couple deals.
Yeah.
Anyone who attends a pre-release event may pre-order Ixalan boxes at the rate of $85 before tax.
Limit 100.
Limit 100 per customer. If you want to put like another 100 under your wife's name, that's
We won't
fine.
tell.
Or your
It'd be cool.
husband's name.
I know a guy.
It's totally cool.
Totally cool.
Totally cool. And we're also going to do a giveaway for a free box. Anyone who attends 4+ pre-release events will be entered in a raffle. And we'll pull a name on Sunday night for a free box. Free box.
Whole box. Ixalan.
Yes.
It's very cool. Dinosaurs and pirates.
It's.
This is gonna be
I'm
great.
super pumped. And
Yeah.
Vampire Conquistadors.
Yes.
I
keep forgetting about the vampires.
I listened to the first story today.
Yeah.
It was really good.
They do such a good
Really
job with
excited.
these videos.
Yeah, it's really great.
Yeah.
All right, next week we have another Magic tournament I want to let you guys know about. On Saturday, the 30th, we'll be doing a modern event where all of the money taken in will go to flood relief efforts in places such as Texas and Florida. The entry is a minimum $20. We're going to have a bunch of donated prizes, and we'll have a ton more information about prizes on next week's show.
Yep. I've also got an Iconic Masters pre-order coming up. It's going to be $240 per box. We're going to guarantee 1 box a person. You can order as many as you want, and we're going to fill the orders in the order that we get them. We don't know what our allocation is going to be, but
yeah,
there you go.
And that releases on November the 17th, so there's plenty of time, but I recommend doing it sooner rather than later.
Get them in soon. Yep.
All right, so I hate you. Because what are you doing this weekend while I'm running pre-release events?
I'm going to be in
Not that I don't
Baltimore.
love pre-release.
I want to be in Baltimore at the comic convention.
All right, so Baltimore itself,
So much.
Baltimore itself, not a lot of appeal.
Comic-Con.
But Comic-Con,
Yes,
ooh.
Baltimore Comic Con is going to be amazing. This is our first time at a big event like this. I can't wait.
So who are you going to be there with?
I am going to be there with Casey, one of the original.
One of the original four
Horsemen. Yeah.
You know, we should probably make that a segment to tell that
we
story.
should do that. Like
Yeah.
we should get actually all 4 of us.
Oh, that'd
on
be
camera.
cool.
That'd be
Cool
really
idea.
cool.
Not this week.
And then
Too
I
late
can
now.
yell at all of them.
All right, moving on. We're going to be at another convention this year, which I will be at.
Yes.
Steel City Comic Con in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania on December the 8th through the 10th. We're going to have a lot of cool stuff going on at our table.
Yep. Now, something that I'm going to be back in town for, and I cannot wait for, is Raven Morty.
Thought you
on the
weren't going to
30th.
be at that.
Oh, I'm not going to be at that, but I'll be
We've
back in
done
town
this
for it.
3 times.
Look, man.
I or someone else will be at this.
Yes.
We're sponsoring a Rick and Morty themed rave.
It's going to be
It's
great.
called Rave and Morty. Next Saturday night, the 30th, and it's going to be at Main Stage Morgantown. $10 to get in with a costume.
All right, so if you're going to go to this, I'm going to go buy Elusive Skull. They're the guys that do a lot of our costume sponsorship. I'm going to get one of those blue morph suits so you can go as a Meeseeks.
Okay. I don't know what that is, but
You know-
I'll do it.
Do you know what a blue morph suit is?
Yes. That's the skin
Fantastic.
tight thing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Leaves nothing to the imagination.
I'm not supposed to watch those anymore. Moving on. We have another event coming up.
Another event. This one is Zombie Walk. We've got a date, 10/21, October 21st, Saturday. We're going to be meeting at the Farmers Market downtown. We're going to walk around the block and end up back at the Morgantown Public Library for a whole slew of zombie-themed things.
And on next week's show, we're going to show some pictures from past zombie walks.
Yep.
That way, those of you who have never attended one can get an idea of what it's like.
Yeah.
Basically, it's a parade of zombies.
Yes, it's so cool.
It's pretty cool.
It's really neat.
All right, moving on. We don't normally do any segments on television, but there is a new series that we have both
The
watched,
show is great.
and we just have to discuss it. It's The Orville.
The Orville.
The Orville is a new primetime series on Fox, created by Seth MacFarlane, who you may know from the Family Guy series Ted, among other works, American Dad.
Yep.
And basically, it's a parody of Star Trek that's intended for enfranchised
Easy for you
Star
to say.
Trek fans.
Yeah.
And critically, it has been stomped.
It has
all
been
over.
stomped into the ground.
But as fans, and also people who are in the industry,
Yeah.
what do you think?
I have liked it. I liked it a lot. Granted, a lot of the funny stuff was in a lot of the trailers that we saw originally, but
I expect that for
Yeah.
comedies.
Yeah. But
If,
that was-
if the comedies I expect the funny parts to be in the trailer,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
that's how you get people to watch it.
yeah, and that was just. I mean, all the funny stuff from the trailer was the first episode, which I haven't seen the second episode yet. and
I
it is
thought
out.
the funniest line from the first episode was not in the trailer, though.
All right, what was the funniest line
The
that you remember?
one where the navigator asks Seth MacFarlane if they
About
can
the
still
drink.
have soda on the bridge.
Yeah.
I really like the show. It's not knee-slapping hilarious, but it's very charming.
Yes. Yeah.
And I like, even though it's supposed to be like a Star Trek parody, I am curious about this world.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
In the second episode is actually like it has a lot of allusions to the Star Trek pilot, The Cage.
Oh, cool.
Basically, more or less, the premise is the same thing happens to Seth MacFarlane and his ex-wife. They end up in an alien zoo.
Of course.
And it's really great.
Now, see, I actually care more about those two characters than I did about Picard and his. I'm sorry, I know that's your jam, but I care more about them, and I want to know, are they going to be able to fix what's broken? No?
Try not to throw up.
It's a good show. Go watch it.
Okay, can we just like rewind and errata Picard to Cisco, please?
Okay. Yes, I give
All right.
no care
All right.
about Cisco.
All right.
Picard's okay.
I feel much better now. All right. The Orville's good. Give it a shot. Support the show. I like it a lot.
Yep.
All right. Moving on. This week in Star Wars, there was a new novel.
Okay.
Or excuse me, it's a collection of novellas.
Okay.
That was just announced this past week. It's called Star Wars Canto Bight. Do you know what Canto Bight is?
I have no idea.
It is a casino city that will be featured in Star Wars The Last Jedi.
Very nice.
And these are 4 novellas, all by 4 different authors, that all take place in Canto Bight, that take place, and the book takes place before The Last Jedi. So it's just going to give you a lot of use these 4 different stories to give you background on this location that apparently is going to be very important in The Last Jedi.
Oh, very good. So it looks like it could almost be like a Casino Royale kind of thing.
I was thinking like an Ocean's 11, like Star
Yeah,
Wars.
yeah.
Like, how cool would
that
that
would be
That
so
would
awesome,
I
yeah.
love Ocean's 11. It's great.
Yep.
So I will definitely be reading that, and I'll give you guys the lowdown before the movie.
Cool. Speaking of movies,
This week in movies,
there
is a sequel coming out.
is a yes. The first movie, The Kingsman, was I I don't think it did well in the theaters when it first came out.
Did well enough to garner a sequel.
It did. And I went into it not expecting a whole lot, and I was so blown away. I love this movie a lot, and I'm really surprised they actually made a second one.
Okay.
But it was...
What are your impressions? I've never seen the first one. I'm going to watch it at some point, but I just haven't gotten to it.
Yeah.
Based on the trailers, what are your impressions of the second one?
Oh, it looks great. It looks great because there were a couple scenes, just the way they shot them, the way the whole flow of it went. It's just very exciting.
So is it kind of like an action comedy?
It is, but there's some seriousness to it. But I don't know. It's really hard for me to explain exactly what kind of genre it is. But it's a very James Bond kind of thing, MI6 kind of stuff. So we got spies and cool toys and things like that, and cool one-liners. So it's neat.
It looks cool.
It's a good
I
show.
haven't gotten to it yet, but I'm hoping to watch both at some point.
Yep. Good deal.
All right, and then moving on to our Horseman of the Week, and this week's Horseman of the Week is
Horseman of the Week. It is a gentleman that I just recently started working with, and so far I've been very, very impressed with his just desire to bring people together. Community spirits, very community-minded. We're actually working with them on the Zombie Walk this year. Aaron Johnson, if you're still watching, or if you're watching tonight, he is helping us out with Zombie Walk this year.
he works for the Morgantown Public Library.
Morgantown
right?
Public Library. And like I say, great individual. He is making libraries cool again. He's just...
He came out for Free Comic Book Day, right?
He did.
And probably be here for Halloween, maybe?
Oh, yeah. He'll be here for Halloween. We should get him on the show next week. We talk about
That
Zombie Walk.
is actually a great idea.
Aaron, if you're watching, give me a call.
Yeah, we'll have you on an upcoming show. You can pimp the library, talk a little bit about Zombie Walk.
Absolutely.
That's a great idea.
I got those once in a while. Not very often.
I'm just going to take credit for it.
Okay. I will probably remember that.
All right, moving on to the Four Horsemen mailbag. This was a viewer-submitted question, and he wanted to know, for you specifically, but I'll answer as well, if you were a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, how would you spend your time? Would you just be gorging on pizza? Would you take down Shredder? Would you sewer surf? Would you be after April?
I'd eat pizza. Lots and lots of pizza.
I think that if I were a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, because right now I'm on a diet, and if we order pizza, I either don't eat any or eat like 1-2 slices, which is killing me because I can eat a ton of pizza.
Yeah, I can eat a whole
so
pizza.
I'd probably just gorge myself on pizza.
Eat all the pizza.
April's cute though.
Sewer surfing does not do it for me. Sewers are gross. I'd have to move out of the sewer.
I think if I were a turtle, it wouldn't bother me.
Probably not. You'd have other priorities.
Who's your favorite turtle?
My favorite turtle, Michelangelo.
Michelangelo.
Yeah. Really?
I mean, Mike.
Yeah. Mike.
Wait, my daughter and I have arguments about that all the time.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Can I tell my turtle story?
With Christine?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So when the movie first came out a long time ago.
The original live action.
Yeah, the
movie.
original live action movie, which I still think it was a good movie. We stood in line down at the Warner Theater, like around the block, for like 2 hours to see this movie, and I hardly couldn't look at her after the movie because I knew it was bad.
You made her stand in line.
We stood in line, and I really pumped this movie up. I'm like, this is going to be awesome. It was so bad, but I liked it. It was still really good.
I like the movie, but it's not. It is nowhere near the best interpretation of the Ninja Turtles.
No.
What I disliked about that movie is that they were the same 4 characters with different color masks.
Yeah.
They were all just turtles. Like, the best thing about the Ninja Turtles is their 4 different personalities and their 4 different roles in the team.
Yeah.
And how they support each other and defend each other. They were just the same character with different masks.
Yep. I think they used one suit and just kept changing the masks around. Yeah, same guy, same suit, everything.
But I mean, it's still funny and it has some charm to it.
Yeah. So ask Christine about turtles someday.
Or don't.
Live longer.
All right, moving on. Telltale Tuesdays is being rebranded to Telltale Game Night.
Yep.
It's been a little difficult for Ron and I to commit to a weekly broadcast every Tuesday night, or even every other week.
Once a week, once a
so
month.
Telltale Tuesdays is just going to become Telltale Game Night, and we're just kind of doing it whenever we have the time.
Yeah.
And we're having a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. I love those games.
They're really great. So you can, if you don't catch us live, you can check out the backlog on our Twitch channel under highlights or on our YouTube channel, and there's a whole playlist that says Telltale Game Nights.
We tried something different last week, and I kind of would like some feedback on it. What do you think?
I have some feedback because I actually watched like 15 minutes of it today. Okay. So we'll talk about that later.
Good deal.
All right, we have a sale this week.
For the pre-release, we're going to have some singles. It is right there on the screen. Neat. So we're having sale on singles, and X-Wing merchandise for all the tournament participants are 20% off.
Yeah, so if you participate in
Any event.
Ixalan pre-release, Pokemon Leagues, Friday Night Pokemon, or X-Wing tournament this Saturday, then
Mention the show, get 20% off.
yes. Hold on, I got a text. It's from Nick Friend.
Oh yeah.
He wants everybody to know that there's also a Force of Will tournament this Sunday at 3.
Oh, okay. Hey, there's a Force of Will.
Force of Will tournament this Sunday at 3. Thanks, Nick.
Good job, Nick.
You're the man. All right, I think that's about it for tonight.
All right, good deal.
All right.
I think I got to go and deal with a lawsuit
No.
from Ronnie Depp.
All right. All right, it's your turn. Read it.
Hey, if you want, check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/Four Horsemen Comics, Instagram, Four Horsemen Comics, YouTube channel, Four Horsemen Comics and Gaming, or you can check us out on Twitter at Four Horsemen Comics. You can also see us on Twitch at twitch.tv/Four Horsemen Comics, and be sure to shop at our inventory at shop.fourhorsemencomics.com.
That was not as bad as I was anticipating, but it was not good.
It wasn't good.
It was not good.
Look, you did the opening, I did this. It's fair. And I
did
you did
the
really
opening
well. You did really well. Yeah. High marks. High marks. Are we gonna throw Donnie out of this place yet?
I wonder if Gary's is hiring.
God, I hope so.